focused everywhere else. And it may be with good intentions. And it may be because of things we see that we don't like, or whatever it is. But God's got it. We don't fight God's battles for Him. We do what God has called us to do. If a man like Elijah, whom God used in such a mighty, mighty way, to call down fire from heaven and destroy that sacrifice and the altar and everything around, he used him to pray and to end the drought and work through him in such a mighty way. If a man like that can find himself in the wilderness, we can too. But we got to realize it when it happens. We got to recognize it for what it is. And I know I've said this several times, I'm going to say it one more time and I'm going to close. God didn't go anywhere. Elijah did. And it's the same in our life. God ain't going nowhere. If anybody goes somewhere, it's us.
That's right.
If anybody moves, it's us. If we find ourselves in the wilderness, it's because we chose to go there.
That's right.
If we find ourselves in that place where we feel we're all alone and nobody understands or whatever, it's because we chose to leave them behind. It's up to us. When you get to that place where you begin to think, why don't I feel the Spirit like I used to feel it? Why isn't God speaking to me like He used to speak to me? Why is it this happening like it used to? And that happened not like it used to happen, and whatever. Maybe you need to stop and look around and see where you are. And if you realize that you've wandered into the wilderness, then you need to realize where you need to go. And I got to add this yet, and I'll be done. If you go for days, 40 days and 40 nights in Elijah's case, or whatever it may be, and it seems like there's nothing, God's already given you what you need to make it through that. And He's on the other side of that. And the reason you have to go there is because of where you put yourself. God's not left. If you're born again, God has not left, and He never will. He doesn't abandon His children. He's not an absentee father. He's there. But in that moment, it's easy to tell ourselves, I feel like God's gone. He's not. He has promised us He ain't going anywhere. These things that we experience, these things that we go through, these places we find ourselves, we did that. We did that. And we need to understand that. Until we understand that, it's hard to get back to where we need to get back to. And lastly, God may not come and shake you. God may not come and douse you in fire, or send a mighty rushing wind. But God will come. You just got to listen for it. Wherever He chooses to speak from. That's it. I'll stop. Let's pray.